Today we are going to be installing a C4 Low Pro bumper on the 5th Gen 4Runner. Welcome to Snail Trail 4x4, I'm Jimmy Jet, and if you like building Toyotas and going off-roading, then this is the channel for you. Make sure that you're hitting that subscribe button. Today we're going to be installing a C4 Fab Low Pro bumper here on the 5th Gen 4Runner. Thank you for Trail 4R for bringing this beautiful 4Runner into the shop today. The bumper has a 30-inch flex amber covered KC highlights light bar in it, and it has a Smittybuilt 9500, I believe, winch with the synthetic rope. That's already all together, and if you want to see how that was assembled, go over to Trail 4R's blog and check it out. He's got a whole write-up over there. But today I'm going to be showing you how to install this bumper onto the runner. Let's get started. All right, first step is we're going to be pulling off this top balance part here. It's just you pop all these clips out and yank that out. How is it, just down? Just push them down. It's just that easy. Here I am coming with screwdrivers. Ready for you. Don't lose them.
Oh, I'm not even worried about that. I got a whole box of them now.
All right, so the next step here is there's a clip here and one on the other side, and you just use 2 screwdrivers and just pry that up and then pull that clip out, and that frees everything up. And then what we're gonna have to do is unbolt this, which looks like it's a 10. And then there's 4 tabs along the bottom, just doing the 2 screwdriver technique like we did before. That's 1, there's 1 right here, and then there's 2 on the other side right there and right there. All right, so we're just removing the inner fender liner bolts. There's a bolt here on the bottom. What is that, a 10? 10. We actually have probably about 4 10 millimeters that are holding the bumpers up, and then there's 2 more here in the middle. So we're disconnecting those now. So we've got aftermarket fogs in here, so we're just gonna be pulling one of these apart. That's gonna give us the freedom to pull the fog lights or disconnect the fog light. All right, so the next step here is just you simply pry the bumper away from the fender. Give it a little bit of muscle. After double checking that all the bolts were removed and wires, the bumper came off really easy. The only thing we got hung up with was removing Trail 4R's front dash cam. Then the aluminum crash bar was exposed with this foam piece, which was just pressed in there. It actually fell off on its own. Now we have to remove the 6 14 millimeter nuts that are located on the inside of the aluminum crash bar. They're torqued on super tight, so get your muscles ready. Next, we are going to remove the crash bar extensions. There are 3 bolts on the outside and 1 on the inside. They are all 14 millimeters. All right, so what we did here is we laid this tape all the way along, all the way across the way. This is just some standard blue tape. And then, so that's marking the indication of where we're gonna cut. We're cutting right along that blue line for this front. That's where we're cutting this off. I also filled this whole side in with tape, and what you do is you're cutting right along the middle of the groove, the deepest section of this groove, you're cutting that off. So we indicated it, the gap right in there with the blue tape where we're gonna be separating the 2 differences, and we're cutting that middle out. We're gonna be using a Dremel to cut this out just because it's small and it's a little bit more compact and a little bit more controlled than like a Sawzall or an angle grinder or something along those lines. We feel that it might take a little bit longer, but it's definitely going to give us a cleaner line and a little bit more control, that would. So what we did here is we drew a line. It's kind of hard to see, but it goes up and around here, around and up on that, across, and then down and around. We got to cut that bottom section off of this, and we'll use a Dremel again. So we're concerned about colliding on this side, so we're just going to take it from this frame height straight across, and we're going to cut that whole section off. So what I did here is we're actually going to use a transmission jack to get this up into place. I kind of flipped these bolts around and had the angles sitting on the front flange, and on the back here, right here, you can see that it hooks itself in on the bolts. So it's just sitting there actually quite perfectly. What's great about the transmission jacks is you can turn this and it'll tilt it one way, like we can go backwards up, or we can tilt it the other way. We can bring it down, and so we can get it at the right angle. So now we can actually jack this up and we can put it into place. One more time, hopefully. So we took the skid plate off now. You ready?
Ready.
Tighten that. Going up. How are we looking?
It's hitting on that.
It's hitting this power steering line, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Should we take these off?
All right.
Get a little bit of room.
Let's go in.
Passenger. Yeah, this thing is obnoxious. That's got to go. No, it doesn't. You're right.
Let's put the top two bolts in on the far outsides and release the jack and see if it tilts forward more. And I've got to go up. But are you good on the top?
I'm good on the top.
All right, put yours in, and then we'll finagle mine a little bit. Looks fucking awesome. I just dropped an F-bomb. Looks rad, dude. All right, so we're in here at the top. How are we hitting this? This was my concern. This is so tight back here.
That piece?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep old bicycle tires, tubes. We can slice those, wrap it, and then wrap it in electrical tape. So we were colliding right up on the top of this winch with this power steering line. What we did was we actually unbolted it on the sides, for both sides. Then we zip tied it up against this is the rail that holds your hood latch down to just kind of get us up into place. I also wrapped it with some electrical tape just in case it does rub on something. It'll help prevent anything. This side was still together and totally fine, but on the opposite side what we did was we put this in the vise, we tilted it backwards, and we rotated it a little bit using just a big old crescent wrench. That then is going to give us the proper angle to fit it back into here and have it hit that spot. And hopefully it'll pull everything away and hold it all into place. So this was kind of a little bit of an issue for us. We were told that there would be an issue with this is one of the AC lines. But for the most part, it was totally fine. It was a little close and we just kind of bolted a little bit and pulled it away. And that's totally fine now. So we're just solving this. So what we have is these two additional brackets to put on that go from the bumper to the frame right into this position here. There is a right and a left side. So what we're doing is using the larger bolts that are provided in the kit. That slides into the frame right here. I'll just tighten this down here a little bit. And then for the other side, there's a button head that has a little bit of a square on it, so it fills in the gap. And then we're going to put a washer, and then it has a flange nut for the back side. All this hardware is provided by C4 Fab, so we really appreciate all that. Now we're going to torque it up. Set up all the wiring. We just kind of coiled it up there in the corner. That's for the light bar and the winch. And then he's got is it an S-Pod? He's got a Switch Pro up there that we hooked everything into, so it's nice and pretty. We hooked it up and all the lights and everything were working. It's pretty freaking awesome. Looks so clean. It kind of looks like a Jeep with just that little stubby bumper and all that tire clearance. But we're gonna put that bumper back on right now. So does this go? We got a tab right here that we're pushing up against. We need to go up a little. So those go under, right? There you go.
Lined up.
I don't know what you're lining up.
Huh?
Where's it?
Not lined up?
Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Nice.
Damn, dude.
Woo!
Dude.
All right, so the last little bracketry we're going to be putting on is this flat bar right here, and it comes with the hardware. On the underside of the C4 Fab bumper, there's actually a square here, so I'm using this button head that has a square section in it. I'm going to put that up through and put this bracket on the top, and then we've got a washer and it actually came with flange nuts, so we're going to put that up and through, put the washer on, and then a flange nut, and we'll tighten that up. I'll finger tight it right now, and then we have just a normal bolt, washer, and flange nut to go to the other side, and that holds the bumper together. Super excited how well this went together. It is sweet. Snugs up nice and tight. Everything's in there super strong. There's more supports from this bumper going to the frame than there was on the stock one, so that's pretty interesting to see. The Casey light bar fits in there really well, and the winch is snug back inside of there. It's super tight, but it completely fits. Thanks for Trail 4R for bringing this rig by, and appreciate all the help that you do and support the channel. If you enjoy builds like this and seeing these things, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, and don't forget, keep crawling.